Another day and another high-scoring thriller in the 2025 edition of the Indian Premier League, this time between Punjab and Gujarat. And it was, in fact, the Shreyas Iyer-led Punjab side that ended up emerging victorious. But it wasn't quite as easy as the scoreline perhaps makes it out to be in the end. An 11-run victory, relatively comfortable by T20 standards, but Gujarat gave as good as they got. And at one point, it did seem like you could very well be seeing the match go Gujarat's way. Here, though, are the three major talking points we have from this particular match. And point number one concerns how well it is that Punjab batted, particularly Shreyas Iyer and, of course, newcomer Priyansh Arya. Now, why it is that this is interesting is because Punjab were put into bat first, and usually most modern T20 wisdom says that you prefer being the chasing side. But Priyansh Arya, who it is worth noting was making his debut in this edition of the IPL and in fact had shot to prominence when he hit 6 sixes in a match in the Delhi Premier League, showed no fear whatsoever, got them off to a good start. Thereafter, Iyer's 97 really anchored the innings, even as he played at a very fast rate, and cameos from the rest of the Punjab Kings batsmen ensured that they got to what was a pretty good and winnable target in the end. If there was any doubts over just how good Punjab's batting lineup could look, well, those doubts were put to bed very, very easily. But there were several doubts over how the bowling would look, and that brings us to talking point number two, the bowling faring rather poorly. Now, the Punjab Kings bowling on paper is actually a pretty solid bowling lineup, but they didn't quite manage to execute to their full potential this time around. In fact, it says a lot that Glenn Maxwell at one point was the person who was taking wickets for them, and he's a part-time spinner. What changed the game really was the introduction of Vijaykumar Vyshak as the impact player. When he came on, then the first 2 overs that he bowled, even though they included a few wides, really actually stymied the flow of runs, and it put Gujarat out of the game in hindsight, because those before that, well, they were leaking plenty of runs, and only it was once Vyshak came on and actually controlled the flow of runs was Punjab able to actually claw their way back into the game. And as far as impact subs go, there's perhaps no better way to make an impact than the way that Vyshak did. Now, point number 3, and this is an interesting one because it pertains to the losing side, the Gujarat side. Well, it is that their batting lineup looks confused. Now, why it is I say this is because most people were looking forward to seeing an opening partnership between skipper Shubman Gill and newly acquired Jos Buttler. Instead, we got to see Sai Sudarshan come out to open the batting, whereas Jos Buttler came out to bat at number 3. That was very unusual, and even though Sai Sudarshan did well in his role and Jos Buttler did relatively well coming in at 3, there seems to be a little bit of confusion in that batting lineup, and perhaps Gujarat would do better to sort that out ASAP, because whilst Buttler looked good, he didn't quite look as destructive as he perhaps would have if he was coming into bat in the opening position. And of course, Shubman Gill will need to find more form and score more runs if the Gujarat side are going to be successful once again, and it's going to be a big test for him as a batter as well as a captain too. Now, these were the major talking points from this particular match. What are your thoughts, and what did you think about this particular match? You can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to stay tuned to Republic World and Republic Sport Fit for more such interesting content from the world of sport.